Vibra slap, slapping all the way.
Welcome to the Quicksand Club podcast, the podcast where we discuss every topic worth discussing, one at a time. I'm Spencer Bainbridge, and I'm joined by...
Dana Constance.
Dan Kurtz.
Alex Marshall.
Claire Rice.
Nicole Weber.
And this time of year, you turn on your TV, it's unavoidable. You're going to see them, you're going to watch them, and you don't know why you're watching them. We're talking about Christmas movies.
Home Alone, I'll stand by it, is one of the best Christmas movies. It's really, really well done. Very funny at times. And it's just, on the whole, a tight movie.
Agreed.
Home Alone's a genuinely good Christmas movie. I was happy to revisit it as an adult and see that it kind of held up very surprisingly well, considering it's ostensibly a kid's movie, or at least I kind of thought it was. Does anyone remember seeing Home Alone when it first came out? Because I saw it in the theater when I was like 7.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
It was number one at the box office from like November to February.
Yeah,
It
like
was something.
it had staying power. Like,
What,
and
what year,
yeah,
what year did it come out? Do you remember?
1990 or 91?
Okay.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I did not see it in the theater. I do remember it. Being a 20-year-old, I think there were more interesting movies to see.
Probably. It's a good film though. Like I almost think like it's a good movie that ruined John Hughes. Because after that he was rich as hell. And then it was just like, well, I guess I'll just make a few more kids movies and then just retire, which is what happened. Like it sort of was the apotheosis, but also the end of John Hughes as we knew him, sadly.
Like, as an adult, having rewatched a bunch of the other ones, I think they're real bad.
Yeah,
Oh, Home Alone 2
yeah.
is awful. It's the only
Yeah.
other one I've seen, but Home Alone 2
No,
is
I mean Pretty in Pink.
John Hughes.
Oh,
And
John Hughes.
John Hughes.
16 Candles.
Oh.
I think, yeah, Home Alone 2 is crappy, but a bunch of the other John Hughes movies. Also, I had no idea how many movies John Hughes had written or like taken part in during the 80s, and it's so many. I think it changed our idea of what teenagers are. And I think in a bad way. I think we weren't supposed to think of teenagers as small adults.
The Breakfast Club taught me that if I smoke a bunch of weed, I can will a glass door to break just by shouting loud enough, like Emilio Estevez. That's what marijuana does, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best of my knowledge.
Did anybody see the episode on Home Alone of the Movies That Made Us series on Netflix?
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It really
Such a
is.
great episode.
Yeah. They go into like, building the house and everything, and like I think there was a thing about like I think it was on there like how like John Candy basically like came in like for like a day, worked for scale, and like didn't really have like a script so much, just sort of like a general kind of outline of the scene. And because it was just him and Catherine O'Hara, and they'd known each other forever, so it was just like, I don't know, go do something. And
Yeah.
then they did what they did, which was gold in every scene.
Yeah. And they had no clue it was going to do what it did and what
Yeah.
it's continued to do for decades since.
Yeah, it was like
It's
dropped by like a couple of
fascinating.
different studios, I think.
I think
Like,
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also gave me a very distorted view of how much power I had to stop burglars as a child. Like, it really made me convinced that as long as my dad's got a bunch of random shit in the garage, like, I'll be fine. I can just rig up a system. It'll be great. And I can have a microwave dinner and only have like a half an hour to prepare all this, and it'll be great. It'll be fine.
Crucial to the success of it is being the only person in the house. If you're going to lay booby traps, you need to be the only person in the house.
It's true.
Kevin?
It's true.
And basements, just horrifying. If you watched Home Alone as a child, I feel like that was a huge motivator that basements would be even more scary than they already felt. It was like affirming that your basement was the most horrifying place you could ever get caught.
I had a basement in Colorado growing up, and it was genuinely kind of one of the coolest rooms in the house. I loved it. Later found out that it was a bad place. My mother and father found a bloody knife in the wall And we're like, do we call cops about this? What if it's
What?
not blood? What if it's not blood?
How dry was it? How dry was it?
Yeah, that murder took place like way before you guys were
I
there.
mean,
It's
we were
fine.
renting. It wasn't
They're
ours to
long
take out.
dead. Just
Christmas
don't.
isn't ruined. That movie that Kevin watches, Angels with Dirty Faces, the old gangster movie that he watches, I was so disappointed to learn as well into adulthood that that's not a real movie.
Yeah,
I thought
huge
that was a real movie for
disappointment.
so long. That guy looks just like LBJ saying, "Keep the change, you filthy animal." I thought for sure that was a real movie, and I almost wonder if I saw that actor in something else years later, and I was just like, oh no, they should have paid him off. They should have just been like, look, don't ruin this. Never act again. We'll Mandela affect an entire generation into thinking that's a real movie. Don't let him ever see you in anything else.
Well, you notice, I don't know, this always bothered me too. Like years later, watching like the first uh Harry Potter movie. And like the theme to Harry Potter is very sort of reminiscent of the Home Alone theme, and it's the same composer.
Same composer and same director.
The clothes that Harry is wearing at the end with like the red sweater and khakis are the exact same thing that Kevin's wearing. And I was like, you found a look and you just went with it. You were like, kids wear this. This is what kids wear.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought Harry Potter, Alex, because I was going to mention that I always think of Harry Potter movies as Christmas movies too.
Jesus was a wizard, Harry.
Water into wine, ha, and freshman stuff.
Harry, did you turn the water into wine? What makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie? I'd like to hear some thoughts.
Well, for me, I guess like it's really like as simple as it takes place at Christmas and Christmas plays like a pivotal role in the story. I will defend the fact that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie till my dying day. Do they take place there? Yes. Is it part of the story? Yes. That's all you need. That's all
Because
you
you're
need.
correct.
The
'Cause you're
rest of it
correct.
is all like is fluff. You want trees, great. You want snow, great. You want, Southern California. Does it take place at Christmas? Yeah, then it's a Christmas movie.
What's an example of a movie that takes place at Christmas, but like isn't about Christmas enough to be a Christmas movie?
I'm
Because I
like
kind of want to watch that.
Eyes
yeah,
Wide Shut.
oh,
It's
does
Eyes
it?
Wide
Wide
Shut.
Shut.
The answer to
Okay.
that is Eyes Wide Shut,
Okay.
which I consider a Christmas movie because my criteria are: does Christmas or winter factor into it in any way? And do you enjoy watching it at Christmas time?
And are there like just copious amounts of orgies?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay if it's about an Illuminati orgy, but it does take place at Christmas, and I enjoy watching it at Christmas time. So therefore, Eyes Wide Shut is a Christmas movie. Thank you, Santa Kubrick.
Well, National Treasure for me is a Christmas tree decorating movie. And I don't know why. I don't know how it started. I don't know, but I start decorating that tree and I'm like, you know what would be great to put on right now? Let's put on some National Treasure.
I've never seen National Treasure. I've almost put it on a few times. Is it actually worth watching? Well, obviously,
Oh,
should I put it on while I'm decorating my Christmas tree?
It falls into the not good category.
Okay.
So if like we're just looking for Christmas movies that aren't good, but are also not Christmas movies, National Treasure.
We gotta rescue Santa's sleigh.
It's going to hold back a little bit, but there's a movie, a Christmas movie that's depressing as hell, and it's the 1974 version of The Little Match Girl, which is a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale that they made, and it is super depressing.
Is it like really true to the source material? Because like all his
Yeah.
fairy tales
Yeah.
were super fucked up.
Yep.
All right.
It's a story about a young girl whose mother had died, and the father tells her that she's got to go out and sell these matches on the street and can't come home until she does on Christmas Eve, or is it New Year's Eve maybe? And she goes out into the cold. In this version, I think it's in New York City, and she freezes to death after being kind of knocked around, I think, like Times Square quite a bit. And then she's welcomed into heaven by her grandmother. But it's depressing as hell, and it's weird. But
Wow.
But I think it's a Christmas movie.
You would think that being welcomed into heaven would like somehow lift up the movie and make it not as
It
much
did,
of a downer, and it doesn't really work.
it didn't really work, not at all.
No.
The payoff didn't work. So that is I think in the rare category of super depressing Christmas movie.
I think the Disney playbook for many years was to take a Hans Christian Andersen or a Brothers Grimm story, just use the first two thirds, and then end it with, and then they got married, and then ignore the
Yay.
actual end of the story because the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the last third of those things are almost always fucked up.
Throw in a couple of
Yeah, ignore
songs, you got
the
yourself.
body horror.
Yeah.
I mean, this 1974 version, I think it was influenced by like, The Godfather, in that era of filmmaking.
What have I done to my beautiful monster girl?
I love I mean, like we say that America has gotten really commercial for Christmas, but man, the UK, they are
Oh,
like
yeah.
everything has a commercial episode, and they're not part of the regular season. It's like you're just gonna sit and watch Christmas for absolutely every TV show you like. Every band has a Christmas thing that's coming out. Every radio is playing all the Christmas things that have ever happened. We were there for Thanksgiving because it was really cheap to be there for Thanksgiving because no Americans are going there. They're not celebrating Thanksgiving over there. So you could go out and have a really nice dinner somewhere and nobody else was there. The next day is still Black Friday over there. And I was so disappointed to find that out. And Christmas has started. And they've gone nuts for it. I was like, it was very crazy. But it was a good time to go see Christmas things there too. So
Yes, in the UK, it's like a thing. What song is number one on Christmas Day? Like, who has the Christmas number one? Like, it doesn't matter if you're number one on December 24th or December 26th. But if you're number one on the charts on December 25th, it's for some reason a big deal in the UK culture, and it's always garbage. Like, there's a whole subplot in Love Actually about the garbage Christmas song that year, and it's just, yeah, it's a huge thing in the UK. I don't know why.
Wasn't there one year though that like I feel like, and maybe this is like a fever dream or not actually a memory or something like that, but wasn't there one year where like people spammed the whole thing and got like Rage Against the Machine and to do it, and so like they were yelling "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me" on BBC, and they were like, we can't do this, and they're like, we're number one, bitch, what you gonna do?
Who controls the presents now? Controls the Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a Christmas song. It wasn't anything. Like, it was just people being like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's just do this."
If you watch the Wham documentary, I think it's on Netflix. George Michael, I guess, was really upset that Last Christmas was not the number one song that year it came out. It had to compete against Do They Know It's Christmas, which he's also on. But it was a big deal that they had to bring it up in the documentary, and he was like, Wham had to have that number one, but God forbid a song about starving kids beats it.
I don't know. Last Christmas is a better song.
Yeah, do they know it's Christmas?
Like,
is a better
he's not
cause,
wrong.
Better.
Yeah, sure.
motives, but
Yeah,
Last Christmas is
but-
a much better song.
I think in the end, Last Christmas won the war, but
It won
lost
the war.
battle. But it lost the battle.
you were correct, by the way. I did just Google it. And in 2009, Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name won.
Killing in the name of Christmas.
That is awesome.
They just overdubbed some sleigh bells. It was the oldest trick in the book.
Something that puzzles me about Christmas music versus movies is that with music, it feels like everybody covers the same, like 20 songs. And so even though, I mean, yeah, I guess in the UK, maybe they're kind of original songs every year or something, but everybody's Christmas album feels like it's the same 20 songs over and over again. But movies are like, it's not like every movie star decides to make a buck once in their life and retell the same old like remake Elf, do their version of Elf the same way that musicians do. But I guess Christmas Carol is maybe the exception. Like Christmas Carol is the only kind of classic Christmas story that you can just remake over and over and over again. And all the other movies have to be kind of original. Although, it feels like they could remake It's a Wonderful Life every 10 years with, Dakota Fanning and whoever, like modern people.
Miracle on 34th Street? Is
Street,
that what-
yeah.
Yeah, I think that one comes close to the remake it almost every year because that one's had a lot of remakes.
Yeah, but it's true. It's easier to cover a song than cover a movie. So that the Christmas repertoire, the Christmas movie repertoire is much larger. There's a whole channel. There's like the Lifetime or Hallmark or whatever Christmas
Oh,
movie channel, which by the way is always one of the channels they have on at my gym because there's like 12 TVs and one's ABC and one's NBC and one's CNN and one's ESPN, etc. One of them is always on like the Hallmark movie channel and from, November to December every year it's wall-to-wall Christmas. And I'm always at the gym and I've never seen any of these movies, but I'm watching them at the gym with no sound and my glasses off. And the great thing about these movies is that it's always like the C-list versions of more famous people. Like I'll be watching on the treadmill and I'll be like, without my glasses on, I'll be like, what's this movie with Reese Witherspoon and Patrick Wilson? And then if I put my glasses on, I'm like, oh, that is neither Reese Witherspoon nor Patrick Wilson. Those are the Hallmark versions of those actors. But I think they're just counting on the elderly and the people without their glasses, not knowing the difference.
Oh, I
I
Well,
mean,
mean,
you've got
like,
your
unless you
stunt
like,
doubles, and then you've got your Christmas doubles.
yeah.
unless you love a Jennifer Love Hewitt, she'll show up. Jennifer Love
JLH
Hewitt
will
will be
come.
there.
Yeah.
Those movies have like in recent years become something that I will like actively seek out. They are all terrible. And if you have seen one of them, you have seen all of them. Like it is the same thing, except sometimes it's the guy who goes back to his hometown and not the girl who goes back to her hometown. Because it is Hallmark. Actually, no, actually, I think Hallmark now is saying, like, you know what? We could have a guy and a guy go back to their, sort of
Progress.
thing. Yeah, that's progress. I mean,
Yeah.
like, for them, like kicking and screaming, man, they're join the resistance. They're with us.
I remember back in the 80s, because I can remember the 80s, there was a horror movie called Silent Night, Deadly Night,
I don't
and it
know.
actually was banned in the theaters. It was like Santa was a serial killer, and it was released in the movie theaters, and the moral majority and the people revolted and had it pulled.
Which is funny because it seems like the moral majority is usually made up of people who are lamenting the sanctification of Christmas. Like if you made a movie about how Jesus was evil, well, that's upsetting and anti-Christmas. But what do the Christians care about Santa? If anything, they don't like Santa, which is why I'm gonna call bullshit on Christianity in general. End of show.
Right out. Get out of here. Get out of here.
And yet I love Christmas. Here we are.
Well, because Christmas is super pagan.
Yeah, I mean, it was totally usurped anyway from like a few different ceremonies, I believe. So
No, you know what? You know what? The Jews should get a turn running Christmas. If at first it was the pagans, and then it was the Christians, and now, like, it's time to pass the
Pass,
scepter or whatever.
Passover to you guys.
Exactly, exactly.
Hey,
Pass the reindeer reins to the Jews and let us have some fun with it.
go for it.
What would change? What should be done differently? Less ham, I suppose, for starters. Not
Less
no ham,
ham,
but
yeah.
less. Yeah.
Hmm. You can make the goose could make it come back. Christmas
Mm.
Oh,
goose.
a fine
Sure.
fat Christmas goose. It's been a
Mhm.
while since that was a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're kosher and geese are annoying. And they've really the numbers have really risen the last century ever since people stopped doing the Christmas goose. So
Plus,
they need to
geese
get taken
are
down a peg.
assholes.
The
Like,
geese are
just
total assholes.
Yeah. It
You
says
just
so in the Torah.
uh just add one little more
That's right.
point to the stars on the Christmas cookies and everything, and then like,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
Does that?
Yeah.
But do we get Hanukkah in return? The Christians? Can we do
I
like that
think
the
maybe
house swap type thing? Can we do
I think
that?
maybe
don't
the
think it works like that.
Muslims get
Exactly.
Hanukkah, and we're kind of rotating just around the circle. The
Okay.
Muslims will get Hanukkah, and maybe the Christians will get uh-oh.
Whatever the Scientologists do.
There you go.
We
They
get
take
Tom
a turn
Cruise's
at the
birthday.
sort of the blank space,
Yeah.
no
Pray to
holiday
Xenu.
here.
I got you.
Pray to Xenu.
All I want for Christmas is no more thetans.
I think the Christmas matzo ball has just a giant carvable matzo ball.
Matzo
Yeah.
ball, salty matzo ball.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it can go on for 8 nights. We can bring the 8 nights thing over.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
another movie that's not a Christmas movie at all, but plays all the time on a lot of channels for Christmas, and that's The Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah.
That is a big, for some people, that's a huge Christmas movie, in part because it was free for stations to play. So they played it all the time. But I know people who will do their entire Christmas tree up in Wizard of Oz stuff. They bring out their Wizard of Oz stuff during Christmas.
One of my favorite Wizard of Oz memories is a Thanksgiving where we're relaxing that evening and watching The Wizard of Oz, and there's a scene where the Wicked Witch sticks her flying monkeys on Dorothy, and my mother, who hadn't spoken in a while, speaks up from a wine glass and says, "She's got a shitload of monkeys." Funniest thing I've ever heard anyone say. My mother saying she's got a shitload of monkeys is funnier than anything in any comedy ever made.
She's not wrong.
No, she's not. She's like Roger fucking Ebert.
My dad liked old movies for Christmas, so we'd watch The Sound of Music was big in our house for Christmas.
Yeah, big Nazi Christmas movie.
The Wizard of Oz, It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, It's a Wonderful Life is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, very squarely so. And let's talk about It's a Wonderful Life, because I think that movie almost reached a point of such saturation and such association with Christmas that it almost, for a while there, I think it even fell into the public domain for a while because no one cared about it, other than just as like a crappy thing that gets shown on TV at Christmas. I think it's been rightly reevaluated as a damn good movie. I think it's a very good film.
It's been a minute since I've seen it, but I do remember it like being like, I was like, oh, genuinely, I was like, yeah, I enjoyed this movie. And this was I think when I saw it last, I was pretty squarely in my Scrooge humbug phase of Christmas things, and I was just like, you know what, like even for it was like it does take place at Christmas, but it is sort of like it's more contemplative and everything, and also again kind of a ghost story sort of thing, because it's like, what would the world be like without the guy? So yeah.
By the time I actually saw the movie, I had seen so many parodies of it. I think cartoons especially loved doing their own little Animaniacs version or whatever. And so it just kind of bounced off of me because I knew all the tropes, and it's just like, okay, yeah, this is exactly what I've seen a million times, except with the cartoon characters that I know and love instead of these randos.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Like Married with Children did their own version.
Yeah.
I feel like the like, yeah, between like the like especially like 80s and 90s, I feel like was sort of like peak. It's a Wonderful Life was so saturated in the culture that, like, yeah, it was like, it's on Married with Children, it's on The Simpsons. I'm sure like, everybody had done like a take on it and everything. So I could definitely imagine, yeah, sort of like having seen all of that and then seeing the movie, you're just sort of like, all right, yeah. Okay, great.
This movie is so derivative of Married with Children.
And Mr. Potter is one of the movie characters I most want to murder with my bare hands. The movie does a great job of making capitalism look evil. That's very ahead of its time.
It feels socialist now watching it. It's like,
It
no,
really
let's
does.
just give each other all our money, and then we'll give it back to each other, and then let's give it all away again, give it back to each other.
Mary, have you read Marx? You should read Marx, Mary. It's real good. Yeah. Power to the workers, Mary. Yeah, that's right. Has there ever been a real, actual, honest to God remake of it? If there hasn't, I'm surprised.
Hard to pitch a story that starts with suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's gonna be like crowd pleasy, like make during Christmas movie. Like, I think a lot of people who haven't seen the movie maybe are a little bit shocked that he's not just a little contemplating it. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's made a plan.
Yeah, it's dark. And I think like there's been a lot of rethoughts about a lot of the movie, like the character Mary, his wife. If he doesn't marry Mary, she becomes a very sad, lonely librarian who has to wear glasses and be ugly and is all alone. And that seems like upsetting. Like, like without him, she'd be useless, to the rest of society. Seems like that's not great. Like,
I always think about how easily the town raised that large sum of money that George needed so badly, and thinking like a month later, if someone else in the community is in trouble, is it going to be easy to explain like, well, we can't just do that again. I'm sorry. It's like, no, but you did it for George real easily. It came together like in a matter of hours. We didn't even have cell phones. Like that was amazing. Like, well, that was last month. This is this month. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, Steve.
It's a sign of a good movie when those things that are kind of analytically icky just don't register while you're watching it. It's the sign of
Yeah.
good craftsmanship that they make all of that work when it needs to and how it needs to emotionally.
A Christmas Story. I
Oh,
think it's
Christmas
great.
Story is great. It's my wife's
I
favorite.
think it's great. I think it's universally loved. I think it's better than Elf, and it deserves to be rewatched every year.
Easily.
That is my absolute least favorite Christmas movie of all
Oh,
time. I
oh.
hate that movie.
Why do
I
you hate A
I'm not
Christmas
crazy about it.
Story?
It's a terrible movie. It's just like childhood trauma. Let's live that. Like let's just do that. Like I get that there's sort of like this sort of like nostalgia for whatever, but I'm like, yeah, nostalgia for like being poor and being shitty to each other and like where like dad's got some serious sexual repression and mom's really upset about everything because she's having to deal with all this shit.
She's also 25 years younger
Ungrateful
than
little
Dad.
kid. Yeah. It's one of those things that like when they started putting it like on like TBS or TNT or something, there was a point, I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't have
They do.
cable. But like, yeah, it's like 24 hours a day. I think at one point they were like a whole week. And I'm like, this is what we're like using to torture prisoners like in other countries is just this movie on over. I know that like people love it. People really do. And I will defend my dying day. That one is just
I mean,
an awful movie, but
I, I,
to each their own.
I don't see them as poor.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
just the
think they were poor.
40s.
They were just kind of middle class. Yeah, early
Yeah.
50s.
They just don't have a television because it hasn't been
Working class
invented yet.
people. Yeah, working class people.
I love A Christmas Story. I think it's sweet, and I think it's not too sweet, and I think it's genuinely funny because children get so obsessed with the stupidest shit. And I think it has like a surprisingly almost unsentimental view of that because it's like childhood is like sweet and fun, but also kind of terrifying and weird, and it's just enough salt and just enough sugar. I think it's really well done.
I
I
agree.
I appreciate about it that things don't work out. Like for most of the movie, for everybody, things don't work out right, but you just sort of muddle through. And I do appreciate that about the movie. I think I reached a saturation point with it for myself where I think right now I could probably watch it, but man, yeah, no, it was on so much, and if you only had some, like, yeah, there was a point where it's like, if I watch that little kid in that bunny suit one more time, I think I'm going to throw this television across the room.
But is that fair to judge the movie on the fact that you're willing to watch it 10 times in a row?
I think I can still
You
hear
hate watching
everything
it?
my mom says because it was very reminiscent of a lot of my mom's childhood. Like she also got that Orphan Annie ring and was pissed off that it was all just about commercials. So every time we watch it, she's like, "Yeah, that it's I hated that. I hated that Orphan Annie for a while." My mother, she's not that old. My mother is not that old, so it's just northern upstate New York is she had to eat soap as a kid when she said bad words, so she can also tell the difference between all the different soap tastes. And so she feels a lot of feelings about that.
Maybe this is on somebody's list of bad Christmas movies, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Christmas Vacation. That is hands down my favorite Christmas movie. It is. I have no taste whatsoever.
Directed by the director of The Avengers, but not the Avengers you are thinking of. The really crappy one with Rafe Fiennes and Uma Thurman.
Oh yeah.
I
Man.
like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation because it's not a movie. It's just like a bunch of funny Christmas scenes about a family. There's no plot.
Yes.
It doesn't hold together or make sense, which will hamper your first viewing. But your 20th viewing, you will laugh your ass off because it's just hilarious scene after hilarious scene with
Yeah.
nothing holding it together other than that it all takes place at Christmas. But it's a
Right.
really funny movie.
That's
Really
so funny.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Christmas Vacation better than any of the other vacations.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think you're right.
Mm.
The funny thing about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation to me is that the timeline makes no sense, and I wonder if this was an editing choice. Because I feel like his family comes to visit like a full week before Christmas. Like they're there because they do the interstitial bits with the advent calendar so you can see what date it is. And then it seems like his family's been there for like a whole week. And then in one scene, he goes into work. It's like, why are you going into work? Isn't it Christmas yet? It feels like that is a 2 week long Christmas in that movie. And I wonder if they reordered some scenes in editing because the timeline makes, again, this is as someone who's seen it 30 times now. I'm starting to finally poke some holes in it. I don't think the timeline makes sense in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Well, the terrible through line is the pool. He's gonna, the big bonus that he's getting from work. So I guess we have to be reminded about work
Yeah,
midway
Yeah.
through to kind of push that really poor plot point all the way
Yeah.
to the end.
Mhm.
I'm gonna hold up this flimsy plot somehow.
But I love it, man. It's so good. It's so funny.
I want to talk about Love Actually, a movie that I thought was mediocre upon first viewing around 2003 or 4. Upon reviewing it 20 years later, I was appalled. I was appalled. It's an awful movie. It's awful from beginning to end. I hate it so much, and it fills me with such Christmas bile. I can't even begin. What are your guys' thoughts? I hope there's at least one fan because it's a very popular movie. People love it.
No, I don't. I don't know. I feel like just hearing you talk about that, I feel like I need to rewatch it now to
Oh,
give.
you do?
And yeah, so I can't. I did enjoy it when I watched it years ago. It's been a while, but now I can see where maybe there's some.
I feel like everybody that saw it the first time they saw it, like walked out of the theater being like, yeah, all right. Yeah, like that was pretty good. I mean, like you have every British actor in it, and everything. But like you go back and you watch it again, I feel like, and then like there's the Keira Knightley's section there where like the best friend is in love with her, and then like I'm
Oh
like,
God,
but
it's so painful.
like yeah, I mean like it's like she's married and he's just like you're great, and it's just like I don't know about that, bro. Like and also just a weird little thing I found out like recently, the Liam Neeson's kid and Keira Knightley are the same age. Like those two actors are the same age. So like or like 1 year apart. Like that kid just looks
What?
insanely young. And yeah. It was and Keira Knightley was like 17 or something like that when she did it. Like she was like young.
Oh, okay. I guess if she was a
She
lot younger than she looked, and he
he
looks
looks
younger than he is. Okay, and I was
yeah.
thinking she's in her mid-20s, and he can't possibly be. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I could see.
Yeah, it was strangely, yeah, like very close in age. But yeah, it is one of those ones that like people really really love, and I'm like, when was the last time you watched that?
Yeah.
And it's like maybe just give it another look because there's definitely stuff that was if it was to come out today, people would be like, oh no, we can't do that. We can't
At
do
least
that.
the movie took a brave stance and finally said, "This girl's too fat to date the prime minister.
That's right.
She's too fat.
She
It's a
weighs a
whole
whopping
subplot.
120 pounds,
Yeah,
possibly.
too fat for the prime minister. It's a brave film in a lot of ways. No, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing in the movie. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
she's too fat to date him. It takes up 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, doesn't she like work for him? Maybe
Yeah.
that could be the issue, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
also
problem.
that.
and
Yeah.
have nothing to do with her weight.
It's the power differential, not her horrible obesity and hideousness.
This is one of the movies that I haven't seen. We passed all of the movies that I have seen like half an hour ago, so I'm in totally uncharted territory here.
It's
This
one like
this one sounds you're intriguing me, I
you
gotta say.
should if you haven't seen it, you should absolutely watch it. And like at like coming at it from like a 2025 lens, I'd be very curious to know if you are as charmed by it as like everybody was when it came out, like for the initial thing, or if you are able to sort of see like the Huh. Hmm. We want to do that? Do we want to say that? I don't know.
If Robert Altman had a lobotomy and then made a Christmas movie, that's what Love Actually would be.
Well, I like Richard Curtis a lot, but
I mean, like
you
it's
know,
got amazing like across the board, like Alan Rickman, Emma Thomas, Bill
yeah.
Nighy. Like it's a stacked cast at the very least. Like even while some of the stuff is sort of like maybe a little problematic or whatever, like every actor in it is great. So there is that, and Billy Bob Thornton being an asshole as the president of the United States.
At
So
Christmas, what he's
at
good at.
Christmas, yeah.
Guys, I want to talk about a little film called Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way is an objectively terrible movie. It is as bad of a movie as The Room in terms of every creative choice is the wrong one. But the difference is Jingle All the Way cost many millions of dollars and a major studio paid for it. It's a fascinating, fascinating text. I love Jingle All the Way. I watch it every year and it's awful. Are you familiar with that fine film?
It's Arnold, right?
It's
Yeah.
very much Arnold. Yes. The longest day in movie history. The climax of the movie is he wakes up at 5 a.m. and there's like an 37 hours worth of incident packed into one winter movie day.
Right, it's winter and they have like don't they have like a parade at the end which is taking place like in full daylight. So it's like
Midday.
this is like noon. Yeah.
Yes.
Like
And
this
he's been up for
it is
36 hours.
right. This is the middle of winter. It is dark by 3.
Yes.
And just I mean like a movie fully embracing the idea of commercialism because the entire thing is about just get this toy. Like that's and then of course you have like the storied cinematic rivalry of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
I mean, there's De
So
Niro and Pacino in Heat,
yeah, exactly.
and then there's
Next,
Sinbad and Arnold
and
Schwarzenegger and Jingle All the Way.
that's how it's ranked.
Yeah.
And a very young Darth Vader too.
Oh, that's right. The kid later went on to be Darth Vader. Yeah.
Oh, not Hayden, but Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd.
Jake
Yeah.
Lloyd, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes. That movie is so funny to me because it was clearly not written for Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they cast him heedlessly and made no changes to the script at all to acknowledge the Austrian bodybuilder playing the like Midwest dad. It's so strange. I also like that the movie it's about commercialism, but it teaches you basically that commercialism is the way to go.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the movie, he gets the toy he
Really?
wants and everyone's happy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the
It all
lesson.
works out.
You get when you get the things that you want, you're happy.
Hmm.
I
That's how
definitely
life
remember the
works.
marketing sort of being like, oh, this is the movie about how silly like American consumerism and Black Friday stuff is. But
No, it was fully endorsing it. It was on board with the whole thing.
all right.
Yeah. Little Darth Vader got his toy, and it was a happy Christmas after all.
Hmm.
All right, let's talk about Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. You guys ever see Jack Frost?
Snow Dad is better than No Dad.
Yes,
That, I believe was
exactly.
the tagline of the movie. Yeah, Michael Keaton dies. He's like a jazz musician or something, or a blues
He's a
musician or
blues
something.
harmonica player in the
Blues
style
harmonica
of Jim
player.
Belushi. Yes.
Yeah, and it dies and comes back as his child snowman. And this is a movie that happened. There was also, I believe, at the same time, or like, I think it was like around the same time, there was also another Jack Frost that was being done by like whatever like the no budget equivalent of like a Blumhouse would be, and it was a horror movie.
It was a killer
or
snowman.
almost the same premise, but
Yeah.
except the snowman actually murdered people.
But it wasn't Michael Keaton playing harmonica.
Right,
Yeah.
but I think I also heard like it wasn't supposed to be Michael Keaton playing like I think it was like Clooney
Yes.
was the original cast, and so they sort of like molded the snowman to kind of look like George Clooney.
Yes, it has
and
little beady coal eyes.
Yeah, so Michael Keaton comes back as sort of snowman, kind of like I mean like if George Clooney was a traditional looking snowman, and so yeah, and yeah, it's
Yeah, when they cast Michael Keaton, they just lopped an inch off the chin and were like, done. Also, this line was not only in the movie, but in all the trailers. Boy says to dad, you demand Dad replies, "No, I'm the snowman."
Yes.
You've got
Greenlit.
yourself a go picture, guys.
Greenlit.
All you needed.
Yeah. He said, "Cut the check. Let's do this."
Michael Keaton wouldn't do a third Batman. He was holding out for the script from
Yeah,
Jack Frost.
he's not Batman. He's Snowman.
I'm a snowman. And that's our show. If you have any comments or questions or want to suggest an episode topic, email us quicksandclub@gmail.com. This episode is brought to you by the Hallmark Channel. Stories you can predict, featuring actors you kind of recognize. I'm Spencer Bainbridge, and I was joined by
Dana Constance.
Dan Kurtz.
Alex Marshall.
Claire Rice.
And I'm Nicole Weber.
So I would love, just want someone to yell line. But it hasn't happened yet.